Hello, everybody. It seems my sound's all right. Maybe I go up a little bit. Maybe go up a little bit. A little bit here. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Scarred Thumb Podcast. I'm back. They tried to keep me down, but I'm hanging in there. I've been sick the entire freaking week. I was feeling bad. Last Sunday it hit me. Now still Sunday. Like I still got some congestion, coughing, that kind of stuff. So you're probably gonna hear me blow my nose and cough a few times during this podcast. So I apologize in advance. But I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, hey, we got a ton of people in the chat already. Hey, X Runner, Deborah, Barry Gaslight. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you all. And man, I'm pissed that I didn't get to do my thing last week because I was going to go over this interview with Neil Druckmann. It was really annoying, and I'm not a huge fan of Neil Druckmann because he's very much did like The Last of Us. I think he's like worked with Uncharted, which Uncharted seems like a pretty fun game, but he's a very much like a one of these guys that's very, I don't know if he's almost envious of Hollywood. He really wants to be in Hollywood. He wants to be in that kind of group. He admires them. He makes his games very much like movies. He wants to appeal to that audience. The audience that likes movies, he wants to get them into games, which might be admirable in a sense, but what they're doing is taking the worst from movies and putting them into games. Games aren't movies. It's not like I'm just going to make such a good interactive game that that it's just going to bring in new people. It's more like I'm going to make games like movies with a bunch of cinematic stuff and a bunch of narratives and scenes that's what's going to bring people in. So he's just one of these guys that just doesn't seem to have a love for what makes games games. He almost wants to make them movies, interactive movies, essentially, which personally I just cannot get behind. But as you can see here in this interview, in reviewing, this is from Sony, by the way. The company he works for did an interview, which is supposed to be like a super nice, fluff piece for him, to kind of boost the company and him. In re-reviewing our recent interview with Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, we found several significant errors and inaccuracies that don't represent his perspective values, including topics such as animating, writing, technology, and future projects. We apologize to Neil for misrepresenting his words and for any negative impact this interview may have caused him and his team. In coordination with Naughty Dog and SEI, we have removed the interview. I guess Sony Interactive Entertainment. So let's take a look. He made a tweet. This is one of the original quotes because he was getting dragged for this quote. Could you share a personal vision or dream project you hope to see realized in the future of entertainment? I've been lucky to work on several dream projects, and I'm currently excited about a new one, which is perhaps the most thrilling yet. Ooh. There's a growing appreciation for games that transcends all age groups, unlike when I was growing up. The shift is highlighted by our venture into television, and this is the part of the that always gets me, into television with The Last of Us, which I hope would bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. The show's success has spotlighted gaming, illustrating the rich immersive experiences it offers. The visibility excites me not only for our current projects, but for the broader potential of gaming to captivate a global audience. I'm eager to show how this new game resonates, especially with the success of Last of Us, as it could redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming. Whoa. So everyone's like, oh, come on, please, Neil, please. What are you saying? Apparently he didn't say that at all. They were just shortening his long ass answer. So let's see what his actual answer is. which honestly I approve of them uh, making this shorter because man, it's long. So I've been lucky that I've already had that. Got the chance to work at several dream projects. A new one right now, and maybe it's the most exciting I've been for a project yet. I can't talk about it, or our bosses will get very mad at me. I guess in general, it's something happening now I think is very cool, which is why a new appreciation for gaming that I've never seen before. Like when I was growing up, gaming was more of a kid's thing. Now it's clearly for everyone. But it's like, if you're a gamer, you know about the potential of games. And non gamers, they don't really know what they're missing out. But my hope was, when we made The Last of Us as a TV show, we could change that. Yeah, Last of Us really shows what people are missing out when they're not playing games. Well, I became so involved with it. I wanted so badly for it to be good because I wanted this to happen, which is like someone who will watch the show and really like it, fall in love with those characters the way I fall in love with those characters and their story, and then realize, wait, that's based on a video game? And they go check out the game and just see the wealth of narratives and everything that's happening in narratives. They're games. This is why I hate Neil Druckmann, because he's talking about characters and stories and narratives. Nothing about gameplay. At no point, I don't think he'll ever mention gameplay or, what's exciting about it. It's just, they're just supposed to be some sort of interactive movies for him. So now I just feel like there's a kind of spotlight on gaming. And, Fallout just came out. That's a big success for Amazon. And that really exciting. Not because games need to be movies. Yeah, you just need to play like it. Or they need to be TV shows. But I think it's kind of opens the eyes of a bunch of people. Sorry, guys. Open eyes of a bunch of... I just lost my place. And I find it really exciting, not because games do movies or TV shows, a bunch of people that weren't aware of the kind of experiences that exist in games. I think right now we hit a tipping point where it's about to take off and people realize, oh my God, there's all these incredible moving experiences in games. Yeah. So now, yeah, when you saw that man beast getting railed from behind and The Last of Us 2, very moving. So I'm not only excited for this game that we're making, and that's something really fresh for us, I'm also excited to see how the world reacts to it. Because The Last of Us and the success of the show, people even outside gaming are looking at us to see what we put out next. I'm very excited to see what reaction for this thing. Sorry if I said too much. I'll stop there. For my dream project, I've been very lucky. He already got his dream. This is Neil Druckmann, master of narratives and TV shows. This is just like what is being pushed now. Maybe I'll skip to this. I was going to show this later, but let me show you this. This was the state of play. This is a new project coming out called Concord, and it is so, this vignette, their trailer that they use, the writing is so Marvel movie that it is just irritatingly so. And so check this out. I blow my nose.
I'm Asad Kizilbash, head of product at PlayStation Studios and head of PlayStation Productions. I'm here to welcome one of the newest members of the PlayStation Studios family, Firewalk. This team brings together some of the most talented developers in our industry, with an incredible pedigree in the online multiplayer space. We announced their first game, Concord, last year, and today they're revealing gameplay captured in-engine on PS5. But first, here's an extended vignette introducing some of the cool characters you'll find in the Concord galaxy. Enjoy.
Yeah, check this out. This could 100% be like Guardians of the Galaxy 4 or some shit.
Oh, jukebox.
Wasn't the plan.
It was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years of careful research.
Being really old and almost dying a bunch doesn't count as research.
Almost
Ooh.
dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Besides, it worked, didn't it?
How much
Look, he's
longer
putting
can
the
we
hot
wait?
sauce on his stuff.
2 more minutes.
That's funny.
Start top. Try it with hot sauce. You'll like it. Trust me.
No. Do not trust him.
Whoa. Where's this coming from?
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals. We'll stick to the plan. We can do this. And then that. That was not the plan.
Wow.
Technically, it was a plan.
It
It
was-
just wasn't the same plan. that
Was
we
a play,
started.
guys.
If we don't leave with this blue light,
Tamar. We will. We will.
I'll be waiting outside.
Oh.
No one moves. We'll be taking this off your hands.
What? This?
Funny.
Oh no, what's gonna happen now? We shot the hot sauce. Also, count the amount of white characters in this trailer. White men. Count the amount of white men in this.
Fine. They only got one of my legs.
How are those hands?
Well, yeah, that's true.
How bad is it? You're still mad at me?
I'm still mad. Oh, women.
Got him.
One off. This is you.
Got him.
I am developing a taste for destruction.
Oh. No, that robot likes to kill people.
This would be a very dishonorable way for us all to die.
Don't worry. Nobody's dying dishonorably. And also, we're bringing this back with us. Hey, Mark. What are you doing?
Getting us to the rendezvous point.
Perhaps we should have let go also.
One off. Do not dare.
But we were supposed to stick together.
If you let go, I
Never leave me.
swear I will rain
Oh,
vengeance.
look, there they are.
He's mad.
I am glad you avoided a dishonorable death.
That guy seemed really mad.
Learn how not to die.
Oh, she said the same thing the guy said earlier.
this was gonna
That's
work.
so funny.
This wasn't the plan.
No, it just wasn't the one we started with.
Oh,
All right. Another satisfied customer. Goods delivered. I send everyone their cut.
Ooh, yeah.
So do you like carry it around with you for emergency bland situations or whatever?
Hey, Mara. Don't joke about something like this.
Whoa, hot sauce.
Our next job is somewhere with
Funny.
no scaffolding.
No scaffolding. Zero scaffolding.
Oh,
I
not the
promise.
scaffolding.
We were apart for so long. I
Oh.
could never feel your fiery embrace again.
He likes hot sauce. That's a joke. Haha. Now, guys, what do you think? What do you think this is going to be based off of? So Jack. So this is a
5v5 first-person shooter set in the vibrant sci-fi universe.
5v5
Concord
first-person shooter.
In Concord, from the moment you log on, you are part of the crew of the North Star.
Oh,
a group
wow.
of guns for hire known in our galaxy as free gunners.
So we went from Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff to Overwatch ripoff.
Well, you're free.
Wow.
Right on target.
Yeah, you better run. Free gunners
Whoa.
have a shot at making something of themselves. A chance to be someone.
Look at these cool characters. Can't wait to play non-binary Overwatch.
Need a second to fix myself up.
Nah, it knows what it is. It's Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, Overwatch ripoff.
And in the wild,
Pew, pew,
it's
pew,
anyone's
pew.
game.
Pew, pew.
You won't survive on your own.
Target blinded.
Finally, to battle.
Whoa. I'm really interested in these characters now. I love that. Endless rage.
We risk our lives every day to do the job.
I'll clear the way. Time to show them the big guns. That's me.
Ha ha.
This crew will go anywhere.
Go anywhere. Do
Any
anything.
job, face any enemy.
Eat any sandwich. Whoa.
We're the free gunner crew of the North Star.
Wow, this looks super cool. And there's, let's see. Oh, by the way, they're really, I don't know if you look at the top right, it's very important when you're selecting these aliens that you know their pronouns. So, you know, we got
brings their own unique personality, skills, and wide-ranging.
people were dogging on Amari here, she, her. Yeah, this was their big reveal for their state of play. Took like almost like 12 minutes to show this off. Clearly there's a ton of money behind it. I mean, that animation at the beginning was probably like millions of dollars to do. Hey, Nuke, how's it going? Good to see you. So like this was like millions of dollars to do that vignette. I mean, the animation was really high quality. I don't like the writing at all. I don't find any of the characters that interesting, but I mean, you think of the money that was sunk into making that. And then, you know, this is what you get when you're in the game. You get a fat black woman with her pronouns. And people, you know, we're making fun of this, but I think the main problem is I don't think any of these characters look that interesting. I mean, they just, honestly, look more like ugly than anything. We got ugly black woman. We got, you know, this guy, ape dude. Like, it's like a mix between Winston and the guy from what's the Watchmen dude? Oh, Dr. Manhattan. He's got the weird type of like Brainiac style like symbols on his head.
Unique personality, skills,
Yes, very
and
unique
wide-ranging
personality.
perspectives to the crew. Every week, when you log into
This is the thing every week, guys.
Concord, you will be welcomed with a new cinematic vignette. that
Oh,
will
a
give
new
you a chance
movie.
to see our
So you can
characters
see
off
your
the job.
characters off
They
the
will
job.
feature ongoing narrative arcs that grow the characters' stories and relationships and
Oh.
unpack the broader Concord galaxy.
Why are you kissing a tchotchke?
We're excited to share.
Yeah, why are you kissing a Chatsky? Like, it's so much of this is focused on the narrative, which has to be so much money. Like, what? How much money are they putting into these stupid movies? Are they trying to make like a Netflix series of it or something? White guy, yeah, of course he's a dork. Why wouldn't he be? And then like, let me show state of play. Like, they're actually gonna have to compete against like this, which honestly I think looks like 100 times cooler. I won't play it either because I'm not looking to Overwatch. Oh, it'll definitely be like it'll either be free to play with like a gazillion microtransactions, or it'll be $70. My guess is $70. But this is coming out too, and this is like Overwatch Marvel. The art style on this is really good.
Realities converge here. Destiny awaits. stronger together.
Why not just play Overwatch? That's a great point.
Who needs a power up? Free fire zone.
Embrace the chaos.
Insignificant attacks.
The struggle environments actually look pretty cool.
I'm back, baby.
3, 2, 1, blast off! Turns are toughen up.
Gonna get sticky.
Feel the wrath of the goddess.
That's what this is what they're competing against here for the Overwatch audience here. I think Concord's gonna have a hard time, in my opinion, competing with established IPs that look 10 times cooler than you got like this, and then or you could play with let's see, with this. Or you can play with these
Every
characters.
week, when you log
Oh, shoot.
to the crew,
You can play with these characters here. Amari.
mystics and medics to gunslingers
Whoa. You can play this guy, Lennox. Sure.
and sparked robots.
Whoa.
Every character brings their own unique personality, skills, and wide-ranging perspective.
Wow. You can play these guys or, with Marvel characters. They're going to have a hard time. I don't know if investing millions of dollars in the vignettes are going to work out for them, but we'll see. You never know. I don't make video games, so maybe they're just geniuses. But my prediction is that it's not going to do well. That's just me. Here's a follow-up. You guys remember I covered Zao, Tales of Kudzeria or whatever. I think it's Tales of Kudzeria Zao or whatever. It's got a great, really memorable name that you could easily say, but this is the one of the head producers.
So I didn't want to address this, but we're here now.
He's got an important message for us.
Since the beginning of my career, there's always been someone who's made me feel like I didn't deserve the opportunity I got. From Assassin's Creed to Raised by Wolves, I've had to ignore people saying that it wasn't the work that got me the opportunities. No, it was simply because I'm black.
Oh man!
And I've turned the other cheek and just.
How could somebody say such a thing?
Even when people were saying, "Oh, the only reason why he's been cast as father in Raised by Wolves is because the character's a service model." And like some of these comments, a few of them you can just brush off, but when it's a constant barrage of them, it's exhausting. So when I look at Zao, it's reached this fever pitch. And look, don't get me wrong, right? There has been so much amazing and beautiful support for this game. The fact that it has inspired so many people and touched, so many lives. It was one of our goals from the outset to have this positive impact.
Positive impact, touch so many lives.
But at the same time, we are being faced with constant, targeted harassment.
Constant target
from
harassment.
People who see diversity as a threat.
Oh, diversity's a threat. Look out.
From people who
Who are these
across
people?
the vast landscape of
Who are
modern
they?
media and decide that anything that doesn't speak to them or centers around them is unnecessary and inauthentic. And look, there's always a reason why diverse stories can't exist. It's always either we're doing it the wrong way, or it's just there to tick boxes.
Tick boxes.
And it's just beginning to feel like, there is no right way. These exclusionary rules just continue to stack up, and the goalposts
he's being
continue
excluded.
to shift.
The guy that
until,
I just want to point out this guy was given like 3 minutes on the Video Game Choice Awards to pitch his game.
my studio, people who look like us, just
People that
sit
look-
down,
oh.
be quiet, and just accept the fact that you're outsiders.
Yeah. Oh man, poor guy.
But I won't do that.
He's not gonna do this anymore. He's not gonna take it.
So look, if there are people who aren't like you in a game, I want you to know that that game is still for you. If the characters are a different race or a different gender, or
Really? What? Then why do you need representation?
or a different ideology or a different perspective, that doesn't mean that the game isn't for you. It can still be for you. It's an opportunity to live in rich new worlds, to explore different perspectives, to explore different cultures, and all the while you're playing a decent game. These games are opportunities to experience something different, something
Decent
new.
game,
You just need to be open to it.
Is that what he's talking about, Zhao? He's saying Zhao's a decent game.
Games are a medium unlike any other.
Oh.
And, in all aspects, they have this potential to have this profound impact on not only the people who make them, but who play them. Now, I really believe games
I really
are
play
for
game
everyone.
for
That's
profound
why I
impact.
insisted on setting Zhao's cost at the price of pizza.
Oh.
So, look,
You're just
I'm
so
gonna put my
generous. You're
money
just
where
so
my mouth
generous. Oh, wait,
So
hold on.
starting today on Switch, shout out to Nintendo for acting fast on this. I'm lowering that bar of entry further by dropping the price of Zhao to less than $15.
Whoa.
No, I genuinely believe
This is the whole point of the thing. We gotta lower the price to $50. Because we're fighting racism. It's not because come on, cat, move. God, stupid cat. Come on, get out of the way. Darn it, my cats bother me. Well, let's take a look at Steam charts. Whoa, this constant barrage of 15 people playing it. Whoa, the peak of 287 players. It's amazing. Oh, and the rating 75% positivity rating, which is actually pretty bad. And to be honest, yeah, that's the constant barrage of people not giving a shit
the
about
power
your
that
game.
games have to bring us close together. And I believe that, this is just one way that I can show you how serious I am about this.
Yeah. So this is always the thing that gets it, the dishonesty here is like where he comes out with a statement about, oh yeah, we're facing constant harassment here. Now, the only time this really blew up was because I think Brutus put him on that Sweet Baby Inc. Detected because they did, I think, work with somebody from Sweet Baby Inc. on the game, or someone from Sweet Baby Inc. was part of the studio, and then people got mad about that. Other than that, no, I don't think anyone's really harassed. I think no one cares about this game. And he makes his entire statement about, oh, I'm facing racism and the people don't want diversity. So guess what? I'm putting the game on sale. The game isn't selling well, I assume, based off these the charts, or it's been underwhelming. So he's lowering the price to kind of generate sales, and then making this statement is what it seems like to me. Maybe that's just me. It's a way to kind of reduce the price without looking like you're making it you're putting it in the bargain bin already. Because that would be, a few months after, like a month after it came out. I don't think it's been out that long. Let's see. Yeah, it's only 1 month. I think it came out right around May something, early May. Now in June, down to 15 players. It's, for an indie game, it's still a decent amount, but I don't know how much money they end up putting into it, or how big his studio is. So it definitely isn't huge. To act like this is people are actively thinking about this game. Not a big deal. Not really big. But oof. The next story is sad news. You remember this lady, right?
Last you are literally just fucking.
Last week we talked about you're all dog, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Do you know what rape feels like?
Uh-oh. He said a bad word. And then, hold on, I need to... then, of course, you know, you have the... No, X video is so good when you try and scrub it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Elon. The game is so good. Wait on. I need to... So he said bad word, and then I'm going to laugh / pretend to fake cry, and then quit. Quit out of the game. Oh, Taylor Morgan. We remember this, all right? Oh, I should check the chat. Okay. Not necessarily about the... So, she cries, fake cries, you know, big deal, seen by a bunch of people. Well, Riot responds here. And, now, guys, I know you guys are switched on, so you take a look at this, that lady's dead-eyed stare of this woman, and you already know it's not going to go well.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna, and I'm the studio head for Valorant, and I'm here
Thank God this is the lady that's the studio head for Valorant.
to chat a bit about player behavior in the game. Since launching Val, especially with the addition of voice comms, we've known that fighting in-game harassment was going to be both something we needed to prioritize and also would be one of the most challenging issues that we would face. We've been working on systems and technologies, and we actually have been making a lot of progress, but having large global player communities presents unique challenges, evolving challenges.
In fact,
so
yeah,
we have to be ready and willing
their AI can't understand those crazy Australian accents is what it is.
to re-examine things and hold ourselves accountable when things are not meeting our community's
Mom would like you to use better language on
expectations.
Xbox Live.
And that's exactly what we've been doing. I've
It's
spent
your
the last
mom
couple of weeks
right here.
reviewing player logs,
Did you? Are you using bad
looking
words?
at penalty escalation paths, discussing
making
player
fun of
behavior
women?
philosophies, seeing where they're working, and where we absolutely need to do better.
A bunch
It's not
of
the first
PR
time I've had to
garbage.
do this. It will not be the last.
Oh
It's
my
important work,
goodness. I keep doing this. It's not the first or the last time. But I'm going
but
to
it's
keep
not
doing
always easy work.
it. Oh, it's not easy.
I'm
You're a
human
real hero,
and a
lady.
parent and a
Oh, she's a parent. Oh my gosh. That's how you know she's a good person.
caregiver, and
He's
it's
a caregiver.
team lead, and in almost every
She's got so
aspect
many
of my life,
roles.
I feel this deep responsibility
someone-
to protect people.
I hope someone give her an
This
award.
is no different. The responsibility of protecting our community of Valorant players is one I take very personally.
You got to protect. We got to protect these people. These poor people playing our game. We got to protect them.
And I can tell you that
It's not
very
your
often
responsibility.
It can feel like I've failed in that responsibility.
Yeah. How dare you?
Player
fail.
behavior is a complex problem space. Our systems cannot catch everything. They require constant attention and tweaking and improvement. Sometimes it has to be painfully manual. We're dependent on our players reporting things and on our processes staying well tuned. And sometimes tech that has the
processes-
potential to be a game changer takes longer than you want to work.
Yeah. The thing they're talking about right here is their AI. AI to ban you from the game.
All the things we say at Riot on the topic of player behavior are true. I want to assure you that Riot has always taken this seriously. That's been true ever since we launched League of Legends. But at the end of the day, there are still some people in this world who want to take out their insecurity or their bad day.
Oh no. I hate it when don't you just hate it when somebody don't you just hate it when you play a game and you want to take your bad day? Like,
Or their hate.
what is video games for? Like an online shooter for if you can hop on and take out your bad day on it.
Or their whatever on some stranger through their computer screen.
Oh no. Like attacking some stranger
So we
through
work
the
harder,
computer
we
screen.
take steps forward. But here's the part I can't shake. In almost all cases, someone gets hurt in the process of making these systems better. Too often, it takes someone experiencing the worst behaviors, something egregious, something painful, something threatening.
Threatening. Through the computer screen, we threaten you.
For us to better understand where the gaps in our systems and processes
so
are.
Again, this is clearly a response to that, to this Taylor Morgan crying. And now we got this lady, what is up with her eyes? Creepy, like clouded eyed, like 1,000 yard stare.
And that's exactly what we're
type of thing.
Experiencing and addressing right now.
Is that just the lighting? It doesn't look like
but
she has
I also
pupils.
want to make sure that I say this out loud. We have no room for these types
And then here's the typical no room for hate
of behavior in our game or in our community. Valorant is a team game. It's better played as a team.
Yeah, just be friends with everybody.
The strats are better. All of it's better. When you tell someone to just mute comms, to
just mute,
avoid harassment, you are essentially putting the harassed person in a position to not communicate, to compromise how they want to play the game, to accommodate you.
Maybe I don't want to talk to that bitch.
Muting is a tool for people who choose to use it, not something that is there to justify bad behaviors.
Oh, no.
Competitive games need to have room for banter. We believe this.
That's a complete fucking lie, lady.
And I do understand the fear that we will sanitize gaming by over-addressing these issues. We have no interest in doing that.
Yeah, that's a complete fucking lie. It doesn't work. When the second you start bantering and then the lady just starts crying, you end up getting banned. Like there's no clear line here between banter, what is acceptable and what isn't. It's totally based on what the most sensitive person finds offensive. So you could be bantering like just this lady says, "Oh, you're all dog, bro." And then he comes out with something too spicy, she cries, he gets hardware banned.
That's not what we're talking about here.
Yes, it is. It's 100%.
But we do believe that a person should not be in a position to have to grow a thicker skin.
Oh, what? Really? Grow a thicker skin, yes. So essentially, we're not sanitizing it, but we will 100% cater to the weakest, most sensitive people in the game to protect them. So essentially, yeah, you are sanitizing it.
Or whatever other unhelpful suggestions have been thrown out there just to avoid threats of violence or literal hate speech.
Violence. Oh, through the computer screen. That's where real violence comes from.
There's no room in our community for the most egregious behaviors, and we're not going to compromise on that point. If you need to make truly evil statements
evil. Now we're making moral statements.
under the guise of regular shit talk to enjoy game.
Does she even know what regular shit talk is? I feel like she doesn't.
Then please play something else.
Yeah, you should play something else.
We won't miss you. Val community, we can't stop them from opening their mouths and saying something awful. I wish we could, but we can't stop.
Guys, we can't stop men from being men. I'm sorry.
That part.
I wish we could cut their dicks off, but we just can't. We don't have that AI technology yet.
What we can do is help escort them out of our game spaces.
Yeah, we can ban
We do some of this already. The vast majority.
So anyway, this bitch is just going to keep on crying about keeping our immunity healthy. If you're being threatened, harassed, submit us. Player support ticket. Oh, well. And then look, you have woman crying, and then you have crazy HR woman team lead doing something about it. So this is what they're doing. To finalize updates, one-time review of top suspected offenders, previous penalties, and they actually are implementing hardware bans for players too. So that's great. And of course, there's already people like in the comments complaining, you got banned for standing up for yourself, same with others. So basically, someone talks trash, they talk trash back, they get banned. And that, I like the mother is mothering. That's actually too true. Too true. So, hey, crying works. And that's why they do it. This is another, I guess, somewhat good news. here. Previous story, Stellar Blade came out with a patch where they added new outfits. And it looks like Kino is back on the menu with, they got some nice cleavage on these things. Before this was covered up, but now they've had some new outfits. Of course, people were declaring some sort of victory here. We did it. You did it. Celebrates to shift up Uncensored's outfits. Thank you for everyone who participated in the 8-step plan of the petition for listening to gamers. We did it, bros. It's such a sad statement. For Scrubs, this is why I don't really trust Scrubs. Some of the stuff he says is kind of it's a little bit too like, I'm leading this community. We've won, guys. They've added some outfits with cleavage, which are nice outfits. I'm glad they're in the game, but of course, they didn't uncensor the other outfits, which I think was supposed to be the original intention of that. I love this. Everybody fought, nobody quit, and it was so worth it. When you fight for what you love, you don't always win, but you sometimes win. And if you don't fight, you never win. Remember this next time. Censorship can be beaten. Don't be a doomer. Oh, it's just so sad. But I'm glad this is in. It looks really nice, but holy shit. I think you're being getting a little bit taking this a little bit too far. Aesthetics, it's over realistic, bros. It's sad. Sometimes your own side's a little sad too. We won, guys. We won, but cool outfit. I'm happy for him. This was a story here. Helldivers losing players at an alarming rate. This your typical every now and then. As games get older, you have your this game is dying posts, so I guess it is time for that. An alarming rate. It kind of mentions that player base is going down. I didn't think, maybe it's an overreaction, but if you do look at right here, it has let's see, this is April 13th. It's got 250,000 players. And then you look at, say, May 13th. The peak players is 995,000. So from this to this, that's half your players are lost right there. And I mean, if you look at, let's see, May 13th, and then I don't know what it'll be at June 13th, but you look at this right now, it's 57 and trending downward. So they could lose another half of their player base by the time May 13th or June 13th runs around. So they are losing players at a pretty quick rate. You're losing half your player base in a month. Again, part of this is normal, but I'm not sure exactly when they stabilize. So Helldivers, we'll see. I don't know when they're new content. The Illuminids have been leaked. That's going to be the third race that they're planning on fighting. So they're probably going to need something like that, a big update like that, to bring people back. But right now, Helldivers not doing well, and I think the PSN thing definitely hurt them overall. Because it was going up. Now it's really kind of steadily creeping downward. I don't think the update patches have been too well received either. They're kind of unfortunately, a lot of this stuff just doesn't feel that new, even the new weapons, where it's oh wow, this lets me do something really new and unique. So right now, I think they are kind of struggling to put out content that's keeping people engaged. So we'll see. I know I like the game, but I haven't played it all that much in the last week or two. either. So I'm not. I guess I'm not in the same boat as a lot of people. But hopefully they'll find a way to bring this back. But there is some good news to come out of Helldivers, which I saw this Dual Shockers is like a Kotaku-like rag. Helldivers 2-player reminds the community that female patriots exist. So this is what passes for news nowadays, Reddit threads, which I mean, like, look at this entire length of this entire article. This is it. And this is like 1 to 5 sentences or 5 paragraphs and a link to a Reddit thread. But the Reddit thread is pretty funny. So let's rant. Female patriots exist. There's no need to express such shock when we speak on the mic. We care about freedom and liberty just as much as you. A hug is lovely after a mission. But cool it on shouting, "I just hugged a girl." To the rest of the squad, it's beneath us like the bugs we squashed. In the name of Roberta Williams, which is, I had to look it up, it's some lady that used to work for Sierra. Be cool. Your fellow citizen. Squishing. So, like, I just hugged a girl when shouting that's just, like, funny and kind of cute. Yet here this lady is apparently getting offended by it. But this got locked, and I like how the top actual comment is, "Your gender doesn't matter. It does not matter, only that you fulfill your duty." And then it's like a meme. "We use gender-neutral pronouns here, Corporal, like cannon fodder, expendable, and dead." So even the Helldivers community not happy about this. You know, they're kind of immediately ragging on her and her little rant about being a woman. "I only simp for Eagle 1. So a lot of top comments just kind of making fun of her, which is good. Good to hear. A happy ending. I don't care about what's going on as long as it's not the guy open micing smoking a bong the whole 40-minute match. Also a common experience. Get out of here, Creative Cloud. Come on. So, Helldivers community sticking up for themselves, and it's always good to see. Now, one of the most anticipated games of the year, the Paper Mario remake, came out, and of course, everyone was talking about Vivian, one of the side characters of Paper Mario that you get in your party, being trans. Oh boy, talking about it. This is apparently censored in the original. My parallel has not shut up about Paper Mario for a month. Oh, so I'm glad he's enjoying it. It's a good game. Definitely a good game. One of the characters in it was like a cross-dresser in the original, but it was censored. It was censored. Truth is, it took me to realize I was their sister, not their brother. Now their bullying feels heavier. Oh no, poor Vivian is really a trans woman. And then the remake, they finally set it straight. And then Kotaku just being Kotaku, restores a party member's trans identity. Of course, most people kind of pointed out that aren't you a man? Kind of pointed out in the original that she was just, she was always a man. Even in the original, in the original game. No, wait, brother. This is Goombellis Tattle. It's Vivian, the member of the Shadow Trio. And the youngest sister, no, wait, brother. And then, in German, in English, the youngest of the 3 Shadow Sirens. They kind of made her a girl in the original. Not, they kind of just left that out because they didn't want it. They thought it'd be kind of weird because she was kind of like a cross-dresser in the original Japanese translation. But even now in the Japanese, which I don't know, it's hard to say because you're using feminine first pronouns. I have a boy's body, but my heart's a girl's. So all the stuff around it is kind of so much of the discussion on Twitter revolves around stupid stuff like this. Though it is like Vivian Bros we won. I think the bigger problem is that when they do these remakes, they keep changing the original game to make it, more up to date or more sensitive. And this guy points out, which I thought these were interesting, because in all these, they had to remove any sort of mention of like mental illness. So it's like, here, I like to go anywhere with smelly lunatics like you. Not likely. Like I'd go anywhere with smelly losers like you. They replace lunatics with losers, a bunch of loons to a bunch of bozos. I mean, well, Japan has like a lot of different like cross-dressing, or that they've got a lot of like different stuff like that, like transvestites, and a lot of that's a little bit different. And of course they have like pronouns, like, I'm not really good with Japanese, so I probably shouldn't try to explain it, but they do have like feminine, like a masculine I and a feminine I, which I think even women can use. Like a masculine version of I doesn't necessarily mean that they're a man. But again, I don't really know. I'm not like using the word boku is like I, but masculine. But it's not necessarily, it has to be used by men, I don't think. And then, this is crazy. This is wild. Crazy, strange. Again, like crazy lights. This isn't anything to do. They're not calling someone crazy. They're just saying the lights are crazy. This isn't offensive in the least, but they had removed it anywhere. Like, whoa, we can't have crazy or anything. This is crazy. They got to remove this. Then you a treasure map. And then nuts. Anything with nuts, they got to change. Health nut, health fanatic. Nuts, intense folks. That's an interesting replacement. A lot of nuts down there. A lot of intense folks down there. Like, oh boy, the NOA is just some of the shit. And this is, it's a lot of people like, oh, what's the big deal? But you're removing the original text or the original translation of the game from the previous thing. It's to me not great, because you remove some of the actual like meaning of the game itself when you change the words. I don't know. I think Nintendo, I think you're going to see it change in the next few years, especially as like the old timers go away. I think it's going to get worse and worse. Because I see in like a lot of the newer franchises, they're very much into not using any sort of non-gender. They're really big into using non-gender stuff, like Splatoon, which I played quite a bit. Kind of goes down that line. Now, that's Paper Mario. Well, it's still a good game, so it can be enjoyed. It's just, again, like bizarre and worrying kind of stuff happening before our eyes as they change original intent for really no good reason, too. Just like the bizarrest thing is how unoffensive these changes. Like health nut until health fanatic, yeah. Like, who is this? Who is this actually helping? Nobody. That's another thing. Oh God. Let's. You already know this. Just looking at this, you already know it's going to be good. This is from a while back. This is stuff I didn't cover last week. We need to pull every lever we have. But it is Pride Month. Silk Song soon. Bullshit. Silk Song never, Jack. It's never happening. It's never coming out. It'll be like, it'll just be whatever that meme with a guy under a skeleton underwater, like waiting for Silksong. Long forgotten. It would be nice if it came out, but I'm not holding my breath. Switch to release game Silksong. We need to pull every lever we have. Insomniac's Nerd Director discusses lack of LGBT content in video games. Oh boy. We talked to Mary Kennedy about LGBT representation. It is Pride Month, so it's June. I'm getting into it. So we got to have the, let's talk about gay gaming for Pride Month here. Well, the funny thing is always like the sort of dishonesty that they use to push these narratives. You can easily feel shunned when it comes to queer representation in gaming. Not only and then meanwhile, you got stuff like Last of Us, Baldur's Gate 3, just some of the biggest games of, their respective years in terms of sales or budget. But, it's easy to feel shunned. They put up with endless derogatory comments lit around every grimy corner of they're so, it's just not enough to have representation, from every major company, every major corporation, including stuff like, Lockheed Martin, making bombs to blow up Palestinian children. It's not enough to have them, throw up a rainbow flag for you. There's some people saying bad stuff about you on social media. That's the real issue. Things have changed significantly. Tides have turned. Developers, including, fleshed out interesting queer characters in games. Still, it hasn't been enough. And then I already went over this GLAAD study where they basically said, God, would you please with this? They basically said that they took a Nielsen 10-minute survey where they oversampled with a boost sample of LGBT plus gamers to help GLAAD better understand gay people. So the survey is just full of discrepancies, and yet only 2% of games on major console and PC players include queer characters. Now, how did they come up with 2%? Further down, they kind of mention it. There is no public comprehensive master list of games with LGBTQ content that can be compared to all games ever made. Interesting. So they're pulling the 2% statistic out of their ass. And there's, LGBT Game Archive ever made robust resources. And then they're basing this off community. They're sort of self-listing, Microsoft listing these their gay games, PlayStation, and the Nintendo Switch eShop by searching the tag LGBT. And then, of course, Steam using the same tag. So they're basing it off of tag searches, essentially. That's how they get to 2%. Of course, this is why I say it's so dishonest, because they ignore the fact that so many games have absolutely nothing to do with sexuality, period. Like, Tetris. Are you going to include that in your percentage of does it include a queer character? I mean, how many games is sexuality relevant? Like, are there like where there's actual like gendered characters in it? But anyway, 2% makes it seem like they're not represented. But of course, I think 2% is kind of around where the population of gay people is. In the U.S., it's sort of around there, so is it necessarily bad? There's also a pretty funny show. So in a moment of reflection, credits the late, great Danielle Button-Berry, a trans woman and pioneer game developer. So I looked into Danielle Button-Berry, and it's pretty fucking funny, honestly, because, of course, they were bored, and they did a lot of influential stuff in video games, But of course, they did it as a man, as Dan Button. And of course, personal life. So he was married. Dan Button was married 3 times, had 3 children, 1 daughter and 2 sons. After a third divorce, Barry, who had been living as a male, had already made all his accomplishments. Underwent sex reassignment surgery in 1992 after he kept a lower profile in the gaming industry. Later regretted having surgery, finding that for her, the drawbacks of surgical transition overweighed the benefits and wished she had considered alternative approaches. So she regretted transing. It caused difficulties in family relationships and led her to be shunned by the video game industry. She noted that surgery was approved. Joked that she had the surgery to improve the industry's female-male ratio, but advised others consider a sex change not proceed unless there is no alternative, and warned them the cost, saying being my real self could have included having a penis and included more femininity in whatever forms made sense. I didn't know until it was too late now that I have to make the best of my life I stumbled into. I wish I would have tried more options before I jumped off the precipice. So, trans woman, there she's holding up as like an icon of regretted transing, funnily enough, and also felt, though, as after transitioning, she was not as good at game development as she had previously been, stating, so I'm a little more than the 3 years into my new life as Miss Danielle, and her career looks somewhat different than an old Dan Burton. For one thing, I'm not as good as a programmer as he was. Of course, he died of lung cancer in 1988, sadly. It's always funny, like, the sort of weird, again, like, sort of weird, dishonest stuff that they don't tell. Like, oh, look at this great, so inspired by this trans woman that made these influential changes in the community. And it turns out they did it all as a man and then transed after their 3rd failed marriage and then regretted transing afterwards. So yeah, great trans icon, Daniel Button-Barry. Then delving into the latest report, 2 key insights. Welcoming is often want to see out safe spaces that can feel accepted. The Glad report show that games are a key way for people to socialize, which definitely don't doubt it. If you go to any sort of game con, you're going to see a lot of gay people there and trans folks. So, and then don't feel the developers are thinking of them when deciding. Probably not, because they're not a huge demographic. So basically, Kenny just echoing that there are so many LGBTQ developers and they want to shove their shit into their games in order to make themselves feel like they belong. We have to pull every lever, she says. Characters, community support, mechanics to make it so. Something she's clearly passionate about. Her insights are thought-provoking. Wow. So, yep. Doing her best to, so she's doing her best to make your games worse for you. No, don't do it, JBB. Danielle told you don't do it. You'll regret it. Save that tallywhacker. You'll be better at programming your games. Yep. It just really annoys me that all their arguments seem very flimsy when it comes to representation, both the argument that they're not represented and these sort of like fake heroes that they put up. Oh, this was good too. Women are at it again. So this is I sure do like marketing teams reducing 2 thoroughly fleshed out female leads, one of them being 17 when the guy is 24, to who is the better waifu. So this is Leona Reese, who is a voice actor. English female voice actors are at it again. And I'm wondering, like, what is this about? And well, as this guy kind of fills me in, because that guy Locos are now pulling their own employer through the mud because of marketing hurts their woke sensibilities. This is the original quote. And this is from NIS America about with Trials of Daybreak launching in July 5th, we must ask, Team Elena or Team Agnes? So this was the thing that offended her, because she thought that these two characters, this was disrespectful to cause some sort of waifu war based off with these characters. So we see this again and again, where these especially English voice actors they make their money off of anime and like anime video games, and then don't understand or want to change the sort of culture around anime video. Because I mean, like, let's be honest, anime and video games, especially games like this, where you just look at the fucking artwork, very much about anime and waifus. This is NIS. I can't remember that, but they're known for. NIS is known for like stuff like Disgaea and shit. Very much leaning super heavy onto anime, Japanese culture, and of course the people that make their money can't appreciate the community. I always the second you see Rocky, it's going to be such
Shut your bitch ass up.
Because she getting ratioed. Kudos to her for not closing the comments. But again, we see this, and this story kind of leads in this story. English voice actors refuse to work on Snowbreak Containment Zone over fan services from Niche Gamer by Brandon Lytle. According to a statement on Discord for Snowbreak Containment Zone, the English voice actors have refused to return to the game due to its fan service. Now, this quote, any questions regarding the future English voiceovers in game? Sei-sun attempted to contact the voice actors to restore the English voiceover in the game due to the current improvement state of SCZ. However, they refused because the game has changed its direction to fan service. So at the moment, there's no plan to get the English dub back. Thank you for understanding. So basically, Snowbreak, as I explained in this, was a gacha game. It previously cut the English dub after evaluating the voiceover preferences. Basically, people preferred Japanese, as they usually do with these sort of gacha games. However, as the game slowly gained more popularity, they wanted to reach out and try to like bring them back. So I mean, they did drop them, and then fan response, and then of course they came with this, saying they don't want to come back because the game has gone more fan servicey, and I guess they didn't like it. And of course, it's always hard to say whether they're just pissed off based on the fact that they already dropped them once. That could be possible. And the fan service is just some sort of moral excuse to refuse. Either way, it seems like everybody gets what they want, because not a lot of people, especially the hardcore anime gamers, not a huge fan of the English voice actors, and they tend to be sort of California-based woke liberals. We already went over this place you should say to play. But instead of looking at this lame-ass Concord, let's look at a good game. Oh, I should mention, people got mad at the Silent Hill. I never played Silent Hill, so they're mad that this lady has a fat face, which, I mean, she does look fat. She does got to have a fat face. They're mad about it, but I'm not a huge Silent Hill fan, so I don't know enough about it to get mad. But hey, let's look at this.
So excited to share the first.
Is that a man or a woman? Leave your guesses in the comments.
Full gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds.
As soon as we find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started. This is gonna be great!
You bet.
I hope we find a good...
I mean, obviously everyone loved this girl. She's super hot. If I've been on Twitter too long,
and ready to go.
or did I think this girl was Jewish? The first time I said, like even
Then we
like
can
look
get
at the pose. Look at the pose with the hands. Like she's
We can
Jewish.
get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started. This
Maybe-
is gonna be great!
You bet.
I hope we find them soon.
Maybe I've been on 4chan too long.
Look!
Some mysterious kid.
Incredible. I've never heard of a Karatnoth herd this big before. One of them's got big spikes on its back.
Now to lead it away from the pack. We'll make for the desert.
Right! The sandstorm!
I really like the fact that this is coming out on PC
Now
at the
commencing
same
the
time.
hunt by order of the guild.
That's a like frog beast thing.
I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Trying out the SOS flare. Monster Hunter Wilds, baby. Coming out 2025. Finally a good game. I'm actually super pumped about this. Love seeing more information about it. One of the things they got, we got the, no, this is just a trailer again. People are obviously super pumped about the handler, or the, unfortunately the hot blonde's your,
A good spot.
the hot blonde's the Smithy.
We can get things set up and ready to go. And then we
But
can
this is the one that actually accompanies you on the journey. So, I mean, you didn't luck out on that. You got the
get started.
the mousy girl to, well, I guess like maybe more fitting for a handler than the hot blonde, but can't always get what we want, you know? Still not super ugly. Not bad, not bad. Of course, we have one of the big things about this game is going to be like it changes based on the environment. That's going to be pretty cool. They mentioned Seek rats are here. You know, I'm actually really glad to see stuff like this because I really liked having PAL mutes and Rise. Having actual transports, especially since I think they want to make the maps even bigger than they were before. And they also mentioned it's not just for travel. You can also cache an extra weapon in its weapon sling. So you could have two weapons. It kind of showed you the trailer there where he was using a sword and some sort of bow gun. there are a few things I don't like about it. One, you have like the I'm not crazy about the whole like streetwear type of look that they got on these. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not quite fantasy enough in my opinion. It's almost like, this is just one set of armor. I'm not sure if the other is going to follow lead, but it almost looks too much Assassin's Creed for me. Like a sort of like you can see the handler. You can see it in the sort of handler too. Where she's just like almost like wearing normal street clothes rather than say like a normal street clothes instead of like any sort of like fantasy style get up. I kind of liked more of the outlandish looks of the game. The other thing that I kind of bothers me is, as you might notice here, you'll be able to create your hunter, and then who's fully voiced for the first time in the series. Also, the Palmutes are going to be able to talk too. So I don't know if I like it as much. Having like I like the silent protagonists where like the guy just said, huh, like made like a sort of gesture. Making them fully voiced and like try to give them characters. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't. The purpose of the two women is what assists you during the hunts. It gives you guild quests. The other forges your armor. And then, I mean, given these guys characters, again, like, I don't want them to push the narrative stuff too much. I don't like, playing as a character. I prefer, especially like Monster Hunter, the character just be me. And kind of giving them voice lines ruins that immersion a bit. So that right now, still excited for it though. Still very excited. And then, just let's wrap it up. God of War Ragnarok's coming for PC. Cool. But of course, like every other game, they decided, hey, why not make you have a PSN account in order to play it? This is literally a single player game. So Sony keeping up its bad decisions in spite of people disliking it. Good for them, I guess. And this was funny. The United States government is offering millions of dollars for a game jam, and esports tournament. The U.S. Department of State believes the games will use to combat Russian disinformation. So look at this. In April, U.S. Department of State began accepting submissions for a $1 million grant to help this is your taxpayer money put into good work, to help a nonprofit develop an evergreen game in a sandbox platform with an existing fan base. A lot of buzzwords, in which participants play a game that builds cognitive resilience to authoritarianism and promotes democratic norms and values. Holy smokes. Around the same time, Department of State is offering a $250,000 grant for a nonprofit spin-off, for a nonprofit to spin up a Ukraine-based esports program in which athletes will receive counter-disinformation conflict resolution training to confront foreign propaganda and disinformation in online competitive gaming spaces. While submission period for these two grants ended on May 22nd, the government continues to offer $600,000 for United with Ukraine Game Jam, with the goal of creating games that will increase player skepticism of foreign propaganda and disinformation. Oh boy. And like anytime they said skepticism of foreign propaganda, disinformation, they mean become more susceptible to propaganda from America. It's never about like making you a better cognitive thinker. It's really just about making sure you get your information from the correct sources instead. Of course, it's not like our government lied to us about anything involving COVID just a few years ago. Why would they do that? But yeah, millions of dollars going to make some like crappy ass game that's going to tell you not to trust Russia. Or like, look out for 4chan, guys. But yeah, that's it for the episode, guys. We made it through it. Sorry about the coughing. Hopefully next week I'm going to be back, and then without the congestion, we'll beat this cold for good. We'll be back 100%. My voice will hopefully be back and not ridiculously congested. I'm just going to redirect to Rule 0. I'm not going to be there. I'll be taking it easy. Of course, as you know, I can see I'm still not feeling 100%. But be sure to check them out. Of course, I don't tell you guys. You probably already plan on head there anyway. So give them a watch. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.